questions. Let's jump right in. Brother Daryl asks, what are the red flags I should be looking for when pursuing a woman? Brother Daryl, I'm going to challenge you not to look for the red flags, but instead look for the green flags. Shout out to my girl OCT for breaking that down for me earlier a couple weeks ago. Green flags. Why are we looking for the green flags? Why aren't we enjoying what we can enjoy about people? Why don't we look, when we find someone, why don't we focus on what we enjoy most about that person and enjoy it and see how that works? You know, get involved in what we like as opposed to what we don't like, because we're so quick to say, well, what are the red flags? What are the green flags? What's drawing you to that person? If you can identify the green flags, that's a positive. If you cannot identify the green flags, that doesn't necessarily mean they're red flags. It just means that that's not the person for you. It's positive versus negative. Always focus on the positive. Always look in the good. What is the good about this person? Is it their height? Is it their weight? Is it, the way they eat their food? Is it the way they walk? Is it their sex appeal? Is it that they're intellectual? That they're great conversationalists? Whatever it is, focus on what the green flags are. Stop focusing on red flags, people. And remember, suspect people suspect people. So if you're always suspecting people, look within yourself. Ask yourself, what's going on with me? I'm always looking for the bad in someone else. Get your SHIT together. And then it makes sense. Because again, if you are positive, if you are within peace, if you have peace within yourself, you'll be able to identify peace within someone else. If there's turmoil, anger, distrust, lack of true love for self, you're going to be able to identify trauma in everyone else because there's no peace within you. So Brother Daryl, let's focus on those green flags. And it shouldn't necessarily be a list, but it should be something you see. It's like going to the store, Brother Daryl, and you see some nice, back home we call them gym shoes, not sneakers, from the Shy. We see some nice gym shoes. First you gotta look like the way they look, and then you try them on. If you see a young lady and you physically are attracted to her, that should be green flag number one. Hey, she's attractive. Now you go up and have a conversation with her. Conversation is nice. That's green flag number two. Build up the green flags before we start with the red flags, because the green flags, if they're green enough, then the red flags, I guarantee you, can be very subtle or lack thereof. Again, no one is perfect, but again, people, identify the green flags that you see when you first meet someone. And if they're not there, that's enough to walk away. Get the hell on. Thank you, Brother Daryl. And I want to go back to Sister Sharon. Earlier this week, I answered her a question about where are the good men, and I went into this thing about cis, S-I-S. Sisters, I want you to really understand, virile men, or men who pride themselves on being, strong and, wants a good woman to be his companion. We appreciate women that are soft. You can be strong, you can be independent, but you got to be soft as well. S-I-S. And I'm going to say that softness has to be about 80% of you. And I know, again, I apologize on behalf of all black men. It's been rough out here. I get it. But that can't stop you from being the best version of yourself. There's so many women that I meet in my practice and outside of my practice that I'm like, wow, she has a beautiful spirit, but she has this rough exterior. And now you got to pour through all this roughness just to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop. That's too much work, because you're asking, sisters, you're literally asking for an Obama, but you're not a Michelle. Say that again. Sisters, you're literally asking for an Obama, but you're not a Michelle. You got to do the math. Math ain't mathing, sisters. So shout out to Sister Sharon again. Sister Taisha out of New Jersey asked, she says, I can't orgasm. What's wrong with me? Wow. Yeah, that's a good question. Sister Taisha, there's nothing wrong with you. That's a large problem with a lot of women that can't orgasm. They have never experienced an orgasm. And first of all, let's deal with the physiological. Let's deal with you. Do you know how to satisfy yourself? Do you know how to touch yourself? Do you know what makes you feel good? Because there's no way a man, or if you're into women can make you feel good unless you know how to make yourself feel good. Do you know what feels good to you? Do you get stimulated by your nipples? Stimulated by, of course, your clitoris is there for sexual pleasure. vaginal? Are you comfortable with touching yourself? Do you like to be kissed on the neck? Do you like to be kissed? Do you like to be rubbed? Do you like your ass massage? What do you like? What turns you on? You got to know what turns you on before a man can turn you on. And make sure you're with the right man. The man that knows and want to understand and receive your body the way you need for it to be received. And remember, because orgasms are, for women, most of the time it's psychological, not physiological. So you must be into him in order for him to come into you and satisfy you. But first, you got to know how to satisfy yourself. You got to be down with knowing your body. I am not one for masturbation, especially with men. I think it's that men should masturbate, period. Well, unless you're with your woman or you're doing a FaceTime call with your woman and y'all having an exchange, but just sitting there pulling out a magazine, men absolutely not. Stop that foolishness. But women, you need to know your body and you need to know what pleasures you. Now, I got a lot of sisters out here. I've met them in the office and outside the office that are masturbating queens. They get off. That's all they do. Then a man comes along, your nerve endings are shot. What am I going to do? Now I got to try this. Now, well, he ain't doing it for me. Of course, because you're so busy working yourself over. It's like a flat tire that has 10 holes in it. And you want me to come around and pump that damn thing back up to get it full, get it back into, new mode. No, it's too many damn patches. Let's hit up one patch at a time. Get that thing to where it's sensitive to the touch. But if you've killed all your nerve endings or dulled your nerve endings, and I go down there and I'm doing my thing, or I'm inside you doing my thing, you don't feel nothing from me because you've abused your vagina and your clitoris. So masturbation, again, it should be used to know your body, not to abuse your body. And remember, people, sex should be about pleasuring each other. But if you've disconnected yourself, what can a man, what can a woman do for you? So going back to you, Sister Tiy-E, with the orgasm, make sure that you know how to pleasure yourself. Make sure you are orgasming. And then when you're with your mate, make sure you explain to him what it is you like, what it is you don't like. But more importantly, what it is you like. So that way, hopefully, he can zoom in. And then sometimes it might be the man that you're with. I've had a couple where the woman couldn't have an orgasm. The man, after her husband, she was flying high with orgasms because he was able to connect with her body differently. Sometimes it's physiological, it's within you. Sometimes it's your mate. Sometimes it's psychological. Continue to ask me questions, Sister Tiy-E. DM me and let's get to the bottom of this for you. But as always, people, I focus on cis, S-I-S. Let me focus on RAP too for men. Men, you must represent RAP, reliability, accountability, and being present. That's what women are looking for with men. You can't ask the sister to be soft if you're not giving her a platform in order to be soft. She got to be able to land a plane, baby. She got to be able to land a plane. If she can't land a plane, then it's not a safe landing strip. Now, how can she be soft? If she's so busy having to be the man of the house, and you're like, well, she don't respect me, she won't follow me, and she won't submit to me. What's your mission, brother? Submit to what mission? Submission. What's your mission she submit to? She needs to submit to. But that's a whole nother topic. Matter of fact, that's going to be my next talk. We're going to talk about submission. Are you worthy of submission? As always, it's been a pleasure talking to you guys. Please continue to DM me your questions. I'm loving the questions. Keep them coming. A lot of questions. I'm like, whoa. Some questions I don't even bring to this platform. I go to the person directly because it's that type of interaction that's needed. As always, been a pleasure. And remember, people, it's all about peace and love. I'm Dr. Tiy-E Muhammad, or you call me Dr. Tiy-E. And have a happy new year, people. Get out there and enjoy your life. We'll talk soon. Peace and love.